A major update today from police in our province on a case that sent shockwaves around the globe. More than a dozen second-degree murder charges have been leveled against an Ontario man accused of selling lethal substances to people at risk of self-harm. Faiza Amin is tracking these developments. What's the latest in this case, Faiza?
Well, Melissa, I spoke with Matthew Growley, that is the lawyer for Kenneth Law, moments after police provided this update of the additional charges. And he told me that Mr. Law will be pleading not guilty to these new charges as he has pled to the initial charges. So today, police announcing, as Melissa has mentioned, 14 charges of second-degree murder against the 57-year-old. And so that comes to a total of 28 charges in Ontario that Kenneth Law is now facing. So he is accused of possibly one of the most heinous acts that you've ever heard of, sending lethal substances to people who took their own lives. These new charges are for second-degree murder, and they relate to the 14 victims that police in Ontario spoke about back in August. That's when they announced 14 other charges of counseling or aiding suicide, and that was laid by 7 police forces in Ontario, with victims in Toronto, York, Durham, London, Thunder Bay, Waterloo, and right here in Peel, where back in May the public became aware of the investigation into a sudden death in March, where it's alleged a victim consumed sodium nitrite purchased through an online company allegedly owned by Law, who is said to be a chef. Now, sodium nitrite is usually used as a food additive. If consumed in large quantities, it can impair breathing and even cause death. Police say Law mailed the substance to vulnerable people through 5 online companies he has been operating since 2020. It's important to note that these charges have not been proven in court. In total, police say 1,200 packages were sent to people in 40 countries. Investigations are underway, not only here in Ontario and in Canada, but in other parts of the world, including in the UK. But here in Ontario, a multi-jurisdictional team of investigators consisting of 11 police agencies has been formed, led by York Regional Police Inspector Simon James. Here's what he said about the significance behind these charges.
There's significant charges. They're a significant charge. They have not been proven yet. They have to go to court. But it's clearly a significant charge to be laying this many. And that's not taken lightly by the investigative team.
And Kenneth Law is currently in police custody. He is expected to make his next court appearance on December 19th. That is next Tuesday in Newmarket. Now, police not releasing any details on the victims. The only information we have so far is that they are between the ages of 16 and 36, with at least one victim said to be under the age of 18. But police, Melissa, making a note of talking about the devastation this has brought to families and communities across Ontario.
Okay, so Kenneth Law due in court a week from today. Thanks for that, Faiza.